Hello everyone, welcome to my lecture. Here in this lecture, I am going to explain the representation of set. Okay. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the definition of set. Set is nothing but a well-defined collection of objects. That means, if the objects are well defined, that means they can be defined properly, or we can say that if the collection does not vary from person to person, jetia eta collection person to person vary nokore, that teneকুৱা ধৰণৰ collection বিলাককে well defined collection, that means set will is set বুলি কোৱা হয়. So now I am going to mention or discuss how many different ways we can represent a well defined collection. At a well defined collection of kenedore mention kora jay. Suppose we have got that different well defined collections we have. So in that case, number of elements may be 1, maybe 2, or maybe more than 2, or maybe infinite also. In that case, how can we mathematically represent all that collection? For example, you can say that natural numbers less than 1000, natural numbers less than 5000. Is it generally, I do not say that it is not possible, actually it will take time, it is time consuming to write down all the elements, all the natural numbers less than 5000. That means, in this case obviously some simplest method will be there in mathematics, which will help us to represent it in such a way that it will take less time comparatively in general. If bahut kom time lobo tenokwa dhৰণৰ আমি এটা representation বিষয় শিকিম. So let's start the class. So কি হয় representation of sets, okay? Representation of set. Representation of sets. There are in general there are two different ways. Different represent a set can be represented in two different ways. First one, roster or tabular. Roster or tabular form. Very simple. From the word itself you will come to know. Tumaleke naam to sai pine gom paba. Generally confusing hoy. Asmis medium or pra habilakor generally confusion ta thake. Keneke amar rakhim. Tabular means you have to tabulate. Tumaleke table banabo lagibo. Table banabo lagibo in the sense means you have to mention the elements of that collection. He collection tour element bila mention kori dibo lagibo. So in case of roster or tabular form, we are going to mention all the elements of the well defined collection. Ba he set tour ami prottekto element ok mention kori lobo lagibo. For example, the letters of the word, the letters of the word maths. Okay, the letters of the word maths. So in this case, then obviously what you have to do, you have to write down the letters of the word maths. A maths number word to jigita letter ase, you have to mention all those elements. So remember the representation of set, first of all we have to, in case of tabular form, we have to mention the elements. That means we mention element means what? Here element bilak ki boli consider kora hoise, letters bilakok element boli consider kora jabo. So what are the letters? M, A, T, H, S. You have to write down within the curly bracket, and comma should be there in between them, and it should have a specific or particular name. Tomalke yak eta particular name dibo para. But remember, the name of any set should be used by or represented by any capital letter from A to Z. Ami jikono capital use koribo paro. In general, elements are represented by the small letters. Element bilak small letter represent kora jay. But as the letters are there in the word maths, maths namor word to zero letter bilak capital letter mention kora ase. That's why as it is we have mentioned the elements here. Okay, suppose this one is R. What is R? R is the set of letters, set of the letters of the word maths. But remember, in case of tabular form or roster form, for example, book. What is the set of the letters of the word? B, O, O, K. Remember, in case of tabular form, repetition of element is not allowed. আমি কোনো এলিমেন্টক রিপিট নকৰো। দ্যাট মিন্স তুমি এটা এলিমেন্ট এবাৰকে বেছি লিখা নাযাব okay so that's why you have to mention like that only book and order does not matter তুমি কেনেকে লিখিছা এটো মেটাৰ নকৰে তুমি systematically এৰ পৰাও লিখি যাব পাৰা that means in increasing order বা decreasing order লিখিব পাৰা but order does not matter যি মন যায় তাকে লিখিব পাৰিবা এটো বি ও কে হ'ব বুলি কোনো কথা নাই তোমালকে কে ও বি বা ও কে বি এনেকে লিখিব পাৰিবা similarly here you can write down a m t h h in this way that means any order does not matter ইয়াৰ order matter নকৰে but remember repetition of element is not allowed ইয়াত এটা element about কে বেছি লিখা না যায় so হেবিলা কথা মন ৰাখিবা so whenever for example another example let us consider natural number less than 7 then obviously what are here the natural numbers will be considered as the elements here element like natural number hobo just mention it 1 2 3 4 5 6 okay less than 7 that means you are not supposed to consider 7 and let a be the name of the set which contains how many elements what is the cardinality of the set cardinality means what number of elements of the set so how many elements are there 6 elements are there cardinality this is nothing but cardinality of A is equal to what 6 like that only so and comma is the in between yet so order does not matter tumalage 1 2 3 4 5 6 u likhibo para or if you want then you can easily write down 6 5 1 2 3 4 1 2 5 6 3 4 any order you can consider to represent the elements but remember what is the main or particular characteristic of roster or tabular form in this form you have to mention the elements of that collection gute element collection to element bilak likhibo lagibo so the letters of the word obviously it is a set because how many letters are there 5 letters there maths number word to thoka letter gita it's if I will ask the question in section A they will give the same answer maths if I will ask the question the letters of the word maths if I will ask the same question somewhere else all over the world they will give the same answer 5 letters are there maths that means the answer does not vary from person to person that's why it's a well defined collection aru ekane set hoise ami takene set form likhibo parisu what are the properties repetition is not allowed order does not matter first form and let us discuss the second form also what is the second form next one is second form next one is set builder okay you can write down set builder form set builder or definition form set builder or definition form so in this form what you have to do here in this case first of all here the in general the question will be given in the form of tabular method yet question to tabular method dia thakibo or maybe in the form of sentence also you have to write down the collection in such a way that all the elements should be represented by a variable eta ki hobo so set builder form ba definition form kenake likha jay suppose a collection is given okay suppose a collection is given to you collection to enakwa dhonor suppose 1 2 3 4 first of all what you have to do first of all to represent all the elements as you are going to represent the elements in set form so curly brackets should be there to represent all the elements you have to consider a symbol any variable what is x x may be 1 x may be 2 x may be 3 or x may be 4 to represent all the elements of the given set you have to consider a variable e vary korise mane x mane kiman boli disu tumi koma maybe 1 maybe 2 maybe 3 maybe 4 to represent all the elements I have written x here now then it followed by colon eta colon ba tumaloke directly dekhiba eta tumi slash ba ami eta line or dara yak likha jay generally ami colon e use korim so to followed by colon and in the next phase you have to mention the particular characteristic or on which they are form a set e kihor basis or eta form korise that means tahator major eta particular relationship thakibo lagibo noy jeneke maths tumaloke etu kobo paiba noy maths tumaloke etu saibini koribo pariba noy these are the letters of the word maths number word to letter collection hekane set hoche ako so that particular characteristic should be there try to identify it তোমালোকে তাহাৰৰ মাজৰ পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ ক্যাৰেক্টাৰিষ্টিকটো বিচাৰি উলিয়াব লাগিব আৰু হেতুৱে তোমালোকে ইয়াত লিখি দিব লাগিব মই কি লিখিম চাবা দেই হোৱাট ইজ x তোমালোকে দেখিছানে অল আৰ নেচাৰেল নাম্বাৰস লেছ দেন 5 মই কি কম x ইজ এ natural number less than what less than 5 okay but symbolically likhibo para x such that this one is read as such that etu such that boli poha hoy x such that x belongs to natural number etu natural number symbol dei this is not I তোমালোকে সালে দেখিবা natural number to bookot capital n হিসাবে represent করা গৈছে এনেকে bold letter লিখা আছে bookot okay but it will actually time consuming if I write down n in this way in the class আমি ক্লাসত যদি n to n কে লিখিবলৈ কওঁ it just time লৈ লব পাৰে so that's why to represent a natural number set I will try to write down in this way so what does it mean in the last class we have discussed about this is belongs to x belongs to natural means and তোমালোকে জানাই কি জান belongs to পিছত থকা সিম্বলটো এলিমেন্ট ৰিপ্ৰেজেন্ট কৰে তাৰ মানে x is an element of the natural number set x is a natural number all the natural numbers are written here over গুটেবিলাক natural number টো লিখা হোৱা নাই natural numbers means what কোনবিলাক নাম্বাৰ natural number বুলি কোৱা হয় counting numbers starting from 1 আমি 1 ৰ পৰা counting numbers বিলাকক natural number বুলি কোৱা হয় তোমালোকে লিমিটেশন দিব লাগিব x to natural number হয় no doubt but x less than equal to 4 x ৰ ভ্যালু 4 কে সৰু 4 বা 4 কে সৰু less than equal x to natural number হ'ব লাগিব 4 কে সৰু হ'ব লাগিব বা 4 ৰ সমান হলেও হ'ব that means 1 2 3 4 this is the answer or you can say that x less than 5 strictly less than 5 in this way x ৰ ভ্যালু 5 কে exactly সৰু হ'ব লাগিব in natural number হ'বই লাগিব no doubt আৰু 5 কে সৰু হ'ব that means 1 2 3 4 this is not equal to 5 মই equal sign দিয়া নাই so এটা এনেকে equal sign দিয়া নাই so so many different represents are there you can easily write down তোমালোকে বুজি পালে যিকোনো ধৰণৰ ৰিপ্ৰেজেন্টেশন তোমালোকে লিখিব পাৰিবা I hope you are getting my point in definition method or set builder form the question will be given in tabular form or roster form first of all to represent all the elements of that collection you have to consider a variable then it's followed by colon then write down the characteristic followed by them that is jitu characteristic follow korise gote characteristic to mention kora or you can use symbols like that also x such that x belongs to natural number and x less than 5 x to 5 কে সৰু হয় বা x less than equal to 4 এনেকে লিখিলো হ'ব okay let us consider another example it will be helpful for us আমি বেলেগ এটা question consider কৰিছো for example 5 25 125 correct 625 like that also first of all very simple x such that x to natural number হয় এবিলাক সব natural number হয় to represent all the four elements I have considered x and what is x x is a natural number it is known to you তোমালোকে দেখে গম পাইছা এবিলাক natural number হয় counting numbers এ হয় এটি then what is the characteristic followed by them তাহাতি কোনটো characteristic follow কৰিছে এবাৰ চাই দিয়াচোন মোক তাহাতি কোনটো characteristic follow কৰিছে what is the similarities among them তাহাতৰ মাজত similarities to কি হয় so if you observe carefully they are nothing but the multiples of 5 or you can say that 5 to the power something this expression can be written as am I correct 5 to the power 1 then it is 25 5 is square this one is 5 cube this one is 5 to the power 4 am I correct am I correct 5 to the power 1 this is the property 5 to the power 1 5 is square 5 cube 5 to the power 4 practice makes man perfect jibane tumaloke bhabisa jodi bhabisa je sir pora nuarim neki so many different questions are there you have to practice yourself just I am giving the idea to find out how can we write down the set in a set builder or definition method okay so you have to work yourself work out it out 5 to the power 1 5 is square 5 cube 5 to the power 4 this property should be mentioned here so here x is nothing but 5 to the power n so here 5 is same base is same sobare 5 to same ase swa tamane yat thoka x to kenoka dhonor boli koisu x to sob 5 or power ase power is changing power is change ase so jitu change hoy tar jagat variable bahabo lage jitu vary kore tar jagat variable bahabo e 5 to vary korise niki 5 to same ase moi kana 5 e likhilu but the power is varies from term to term e term to term vary korise yat 1 asil next 2 next 3 next 4 So jeta vary koribo no tar jagat variable ta bahai diba and you should have to give the limitation of n or limitation to dia n to ki majot so n or jagat ki bahaise n or smallest value prothom kotha n to natural number hoy ne etu swa 1 2 3 4 natural number hoy ne hoy aru n or limitation to hoise n less than equal to 4 very good thik hai na soson x all these elements are represented by x and x are natural numbers etu nilikhilo hoy bese এনি লিখিলো চলিব দেই x belongs to natural number মই প্ৰথম লিখি লৈছো all are natural number and what is the property satisfied by them তাহাতি কোনটো similarities maintain কৰিছে হেতু যদি আমি চাবলৈ দেখো তোমালকে চালে দেখিবা all of the powers of 5 5 or powers হয় actually 5 to the power 1 5 is square 5 cube 5 to the power 4 so মই কি লিখিলো all the x are in the form of 5 to the power n n to কি বহালো তুমি কবা স্যার যেটো ভেৰি কৰে তাৰ জাগাত ভেৰিয়েবল বহাব লাগে ইয়াত ভেৰি কি কৰিছে 1 2 3 4 পাৱাৰ টো ভেৰি কৰিছে সেইকাৰণে মই তাৰ জাগাত ভেৰিয়েবল টা বহাইছো বাট ৰিমেম্বাৰ ইউ শুড হ্যাভ টু গিভ দা লিমিটেশন ফৰ n n or limitation টো তোমালকে দিব লাগিব n টো কোৰ পৰা কলৈ গৈছে নবা তোমালকে n or ভ্যালু যদি এনেকে দি থোৱা n or জাগাত মই যিকোনো নম্বৰ বহাই দিব পাৰিম n or জাগাত মই 100 ও বহাই দিব পাৰিম বাট this term is not there n or জাগাত মই 6 ও বহাই দিব পাৰিম 5 to the 6 is not there so that's why you have to give the restriction in such a way that you will get that exactly collection only a collection to pabo parake tumaloke exactly limitation to dibo lagibo moi hekane likhisu swa n to yar jagat natural number e bohibo 1 2 3 4 aru n to ki likhisu less than equal to 4 correct so teno kathone di dile hoy gol aru smallest power moi likha nai kele janane what is the smallest power of n 1 কারণ n to natural number বুলি কোনটা smallest value দেখুন 1 হয় কেলে 1 অফ স্টার্ট হয় 3 4 এনেকে যায় ন সো n or smallest value কিমান হ'ব n equal to মই যদি natural number বুলি কৈ দিও ন n to natural number বুলি কোৱাৰ লগে লগে এই কথাটো satisfy হৈ যায় smallest value n হেকানে তোমালকে n to natural number বুলি কোৱাৰ লগে লগে মই ইয়াত দিয়া নাই যদিও দিয়া ভুল নহয় it will not be considered as a wrong one but generally in using our common sense n belongs to natural number that's why 1 is the smallest value and what is the greatest value greatest value is only required we cannot think about the application of 0 because 0 is not a natural number and kono kotha bilak ahi jay so many different questions are there so let us consider one another example same procedure let us consider one another example half 2 by 3 3 by 4 4 by 5 5 by 6 first of all x such that these are natural numbers or what no these are not natural numbers এবিলাক তো natural number নহয় হেকানে মই x বিলাক natural number বুলি নিলিখো but they are what x belongs to rational number q is generally used to represent natural number in the next video I will explain what are the important sets of numbers or ki important set ase I will explain later okay so x belongs to q rational number next what are the properties satisfied by them kibaro property satisfy koribo laibo তোমালা কিবা সিমিলাৰিটিজ দেখি পাইছে না অবজাৰ্ভ কেয়াৰফুলি ভালকে চাচোন কিবা সিমিলাৰিটিজ আছে নে মই দেখি পাইছো এটো যদি 1 হৈছে এটো 2 হৈছে ইনক্ৰিজ বাই 1 if numerator is 2 then denominator is increased by 1 3 এটো 5 এটো 6 এটো 4 এটো 5 এটো 3 এটো 4 ইয়াৰ নেক্সট টু কিমান হ'ব বুলি ভাবিছা 6 by 7 তাৰ নেক্সট টু 7 by 8 that means we are getting the term we are getting the properties or similarities among the terms তেনে হলে মই কি লিখিম চোৱা x বিলা কেনেকুৱা ধৰণত আছে ইয়াত যেটো বহিছে ন তোমালকে চোৱা ইয়াত যেটো বহিছে তলত এক এটা বেছি বহিছে এটো n by n plus 1 এ তোমালকে চোৱা মই ইয়াত x ৰ জায়গাতে ভেৰিয়েবল বহাইছো জানানে কিয় ভেৰিয়েবল because both are varies but remember denominator is related to numerator denominator to numerator লগত ৰিলেটেড হৈছে ইয়াত যদি n বহিছে ইয়াত n plus 1 বহিছে আকৌ একটা নাম্বাৰ নহয় জানো ভালকে চোৱা এটো যদি 1 হয় তলটো কিমান আছে 1 plus 1 এটো কিমান বহিছে 2 2 plus 1 এটো তেনে n হলে n plus 1 হয় নহয় হেতু সিস্টেমত লিখিছো এটো ভেৰি কৰিছে তোমালকে ভালকে চালে দেখিবা দুইটা ভেৰি কৰিছে মই দুইটা আৰু চোৱা ডিনোমিনেটৰ ইজ টোটালি ৰিলেটেড উইথ নিউমাৰেটৰ হেকানে একটা সিম্বল দি আহি গৈছে কামটো এটো 5 হলে 5 plus 1 6 হ'ব এটো 100 হলে ডিনোমিনেটৰ কিমান হ'ব n = 100 হলে n ৰ জায়গাত যদি মই 100 বহাও এটো কিমান হ'ব 100 plus 1 101 এটো 9 হলে ডিনোমিনেটৰ কিমান হ'ব 9 9 plus 1 10 but remember you should have to give the limitation n ৰ জায়গাত কি বহিব পাৰে সব বহিব নোৱাৰে নহয় n টো কি হ'ব লাগিব natural number হ'ব লাগিব কনফাৰ্ম কেলে চোৱা n টো নিউমাৰেটৰ আছিল নাই 1 2 3 4 5 বহি গৈছে সো ইয়াৰ n টো natural number বুলি কলে স্মলেষ্ট ভ্যালু টো 1 হৈ গল নহয় গ্ৰেটেষ্ট ভ্যালু টো দিয়া কিমান যাব n ৰ ভ্যালু 5 লৈকে যাব n ৰ ভ্যালু 5 লৈকে যাব গৈছে নাই 1 2 3 4 5 5 বা এনেকৈ লিখিব পাৰা একে বুজাইছে নাই n টো নেচাৰেল নাম্বাৰ ই 6 তকৈ সৰু 6 তকৈ সৰু নেচাৰেল নাম্বাৰ কি আছে 5 4 3 2 1 5 4 3 2 1 am I correct in this way you will get the answer of any question which is given in the roster or tabular form and you have to write down in definition or set builder form. In the set builder form, what is the properties? What are the properties actually? First of all, you have to use any symbol. I have used X here. Tumaloke jikono symbol use koribo para. You may use Y, Z, A, B, C, D. Any letter you can use to represent it. And you have to mention the properties satisfied by in the after colon. Colonor পিছফালে তোমালোকে তাহাৰ যিমান বিলাক properties আছে চাব লাগিব you have to mention the properties in such a way that তোমালোকে এনেদৰে mention কৰিব লাগিব so that using these concepts will have these sets only exactly এই সেটটো আমি কিন্তু পাব লাগিব তেনেকুৱা ধৰণে তোমালোকে কিন্তু represent কৰিব লাগিব I hope you are getting my point মই ভাবিছো তোমালোকে মোৰ কথাবিলাক বুজি পাইছা so in this way we can easily represent a set in two different forms first one is roster or tabular that means tabular method ki hoy tabular format you have to mention the or you have to tabulate the elements tabulate bana table bonu agot ami table bono kam bila korisun that means you have to mention the elements of that collection second one is set builder or definition here in this case to represent all the elements of a given set you have to use any variable to represent all the elements and followed by colon and colon or pisot ki likhiba you have to mention the properties followed by them you have to mention the particular characteristics satisfied by each and every element protecto element is to particular characteristics satisfy korise hetu mention kori diba after this one you will have the answer kinu bhul nokoriba jodi moi etu nidu kinu bhul hoise swa because n belongs to natural number likhila moi n er jagat 1 likhim thik ase 2 pai golo 2 bahale 3 pam 3 bahale 4 pam 4 bahale 5 5 bahale 6 moi 7 u baham etia because you have not given the limitation for n to me n or limitation to dia nasila moi na jagat 7 bahale kiman aise 8 so 7 by 8 to yan 9 tene tumalko bhul hoise tumalke eneko ke likhibo laibo jate exactly college set he tumi yat limitation to di dia n less than equal to 5 boli di dia n boli kiman hoy 5 no 5 ke horu equals in ss wade eto 5 hobole no 5 ke horu hobo laibo I hope you are getting my point so from your NCERT textbook just try to find out the answer of all those questions where you have to find out the set or write down the set in roster form or set builder form thank you so much for watching the video thank you